up, beautiful people? I'm Chef Lopez and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make this simple vegan mezze platter. We're going to make a chili hummus, we're going to make a cauliflower with saffron, paprika, we're going to do some curried chickpeas, and the simplest of things, we're going to make 2-ingredient flatbread using just yogurt and plain flour. How easy is that? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chef Lopez, Instagram, chef.lopez. Right, first we're going to start off with the freshest ingredients we can get a hold of. Have a look at the list on the side. If you don't have all the ingredients, you can always substitute what you don't have. Don't worry too much. Just try to keep the core ingredients and substitute whatever you can do. So I'm using a really nice fresh lemon, a medium-sized cauliflower, some jalapenos to put into my hummus. Reason why is because I want some spice into my hummus. I've also added a little bit extra of garlic than normally people would want to add, because I like garlicky stuff. Coming from Spain, it's one of them kind of things and flavors that we really like to have, so that's just a personal preference. Again, I'm using Spanish paprika, a good quality curry powder, and some saffron. Saffron, again, substitute it if you don't have, or just add a little bit more. The paprika or cayenne pepper would be a good one. And that's it. That's the ingredients that we're going to be using right now. So we'll start off by adding the garlic, jalapenos, chickpeas. Gonna put a little bit of oil, some lemon juice. Gonna whip that up, give it a nice little mix. You can also add the tahini now if you'd like to. I added it halfway through just so I could see the consistency and the flavor. Also, don't forget to season. I always like to season at the end. It's very important, because if you do at the beginning, you can spoil it. At this stage, I added a little bit more of lemon because I felt it needed a bit more of a kick. Gave it a little whiz more, and that was it. Simple as that. Look at that. It looks amazing. Now we're going to start with our flatbread. So we've got 100 grams of flour, self-raising flour, and 100 grams of Greek yogurt. You can use whatever yogurt you like, even a vegan yogurt. If you want to make this vegan, I suggest maybe like a coconut yogurt would go very well with this dish. Give this a really good mix to get like a crummy consistency and knead it with your hands. Just make sure you wash your hands. It's very important, people. Keep mixing it till it all combines together. Then we're going to finish it by working it on the bench. We're going to add some flour onto the bench and then knead it for a good 3 to 5 minutes till everything has all combined together. Once it starts to bind together nicely, just roll it into a nice ball. We're going to leave it on the side till we decide to put everything together. The bread is the last thing we're going to cook because we want it nice and warm, and that nice moisture that you get, that's what you want with it. You don't want it to be dry, so we're going to leave it to the end. Right now I'm going to start to prep my cauliflower. I'm going to get rid of all the trimmings and then just cut the cauliflower into florets. By that I mean I'm just taking the nice big pieces of the cauliflower, and if they're too big, just cut them into half like I will be doing, or into little quarters. Like that, basically. This is the rough size one. You can have it a bit bigger if you like. I'm going to start mixing my little spices to marinate my cauliflower in. It's very simple. All I'm going to be using is a little bit of paprika, a touch of saffron. Again, you don't have to use the saffron. Substitute it for cayenne pepper, or just add a bit more of the paprika if you like. Olive oil is very important. I would suggest olive oil, but you can use rapeseed oil in another case. We're going to bring it into a medium slow heat. Reason why we need to keep it at low heat is because we don't want to burn the spices. You burn the spices, it's gonna go bitter, and that's a big no-no. You don't want this at all. We're gonna add a little bit of the lemon to bring a bit more of the freshness to it and a little bit of the kick. It brings out the flavors in the spices. Add a pinch of salt if it needs. Just taste it before you add the salt so you know how much roughly you want to put into it. At this stage, all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat off and leave it to cool down a little bit. That way it's going to emulsify with all the flavors and it's going to fold 10 times in flavor. Add your marinade to your cauliflower and just make sure it's marinated thoroughly. You want every inch and every bit of the cauliflower to be marinated so all the flavors infiltrate all the cauliflower. So now that everything's mixed in thoroughly, we're going to just cover it for a little while, put it in the oven. Then we're going to take the tin foil off and let it roast in the oven to get really nice toasted color. You want that toasted color because it's going to really bring out the flavors of the saffron and paprika. Now all you want to do is heat up a pan, really hot pan with some oil. Again, it doesn't matter what oil it is for this. Add your chickpeas and we're just going to toast them. So you want to remove as much moisture from the chickpeas as possible. So it's going to take about 3 to 5 minutes to cook it down in a high heat, and you want a little bit of a bite to it so it starts to get essentially a tiny bit crispy. And that's what you want. At that point, that's when you're going to add the curry powder. We add the curry powder. We're going to mix very quickly for a few seconds and then take it off on the side just to infuse with the flavors. Add a little bit of lemon juice again, or you could add lime juice if you like. I just feel like when you add the lemon juice to these spices, it really brings out the flavors and it cuts the bitterness off of the spices. As you can see, the cauliflower's come out beautiful. You've got a nice little bit crispy bits on it. And now we're going to start with our bread. So we're going to just flour a nice surface. Try use the wooden board if possible. We're going to split it into two. The portion size on the recipe only makes for 2 servings. So up it if you want to serve more people, of course. And we're just going to stretch it out with our hands. And then with the rolling pin, roll it out a little bit more. You don't want it to be too thin. You want it to have a nice thick consistency. And we're just literally going to bring it to a nice hot pan and just keep turning it and turning it and turning it till you get a nice toasted consistency. You don't want to burn it, so you need to really be careful at this stage. You want it to just have a golden color like this. Now we're just going to put everything together. So I've got the chickpeas, I've got my cauliflower. I'm going to give it a nice little mix so all the flavors combine together. Add a little bit of chopped coriander, or you can add parsley if you like. Also a good one would be you could add a little bit of yogurt on top. That will give a really nice freshness to it. That's our cauliflower and chickpea dish done. Now we have our hummus. We're just going to put into a bowl, make it look nice, and we're going to finish it with a little bit of olive oil, a bit of paprika. You could also chop some chilies in there, add some jalapenos, coriander in there, just to give it a bit more color and flavor if you like. Especially if you're entertaining, you want everything to look amazing. So you want all the colors to come out. So by adding some green and some red, it's really going to stand out. Look at that bread, it's come out amazing. If only it was always so simple to make bread like this. There you go, we add in our olive oil, a little bit of paprika, and look how much, just that little bit of red has really brought out the colors. And this is the dish done, beautiful. I hope you liked this video. If you enjoyed what you've seen, I'm Chef Lopez. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chef Lopez, Instagram, chef.lopez. Like, share, comments. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.